Hadi Choopan's journey is the kind of story that feels like it was written for the big screen. He was not born into the world of privilege, fame, or access to cutting-edge sports facilities. Instead, he came from humble beginnings in the province of Fars, Iran, where life was a daily test of resilience. In that rugged land of deserts and mountains, Hadi grew up surrounded by hardship, with limited resources and few opportunities. For most, dreams of international fame and recognition would have felt like illusions too distant to ever grasp. But Hadi was different. In his heart burned a fire that no hardship could extinguish. Even with weights fashioned from crude materials and a training environment far removed from the glossy gyms of the West, he transformed obstacles into stepping stones. Every rep, every bead of sweat was an expression of his unwavering will. From the moment he discovered bodybuilding, there was an inner voice that refused to be silenced, a conviction that someday the boy from Fars would stand with the greatest athletes in the world. Yet, his rise was never simply about muscles, poses, or trophies. It was about confronting overwhelming barriers that seemed designed to hold him down. The journey to the Mr. Olympia stage was one clouded by uncertainty and frustration. Political complications, visa restrictions, and countless moments of disappointment meant that for years Hadi was absent from the grandest stage in bodybuilding. Each time he came close to competing, a wall appeared before him, shutting him out and forcing him to wait. Many in his position would have surrendered long before reaching the finish line, but Hadi's resilience only became sharper with every rejection. He was like the wolf his nickname represented, relentless, defiant, and impossible to cage. The world began to whisper about him, the mysterious bodybuilder that fans couldn't see on the Olympia stage but heard about through grainy training footage and lesser competitions. What those whispers didn't understand yet was that Hadi wasn't simply waiting. He was preparing. He was transforming himself into a storm that, once unleashed, would change bodybuilding forever. Finally, the day came when the barriers fell, and the Persian wolf arrived under the brightest lights of them all. The bodybuilding world, which had grown accustomed to the same names dominating the stage, finally saw the man they had heard so much about. Standing shorter than many of his rivals, Hadi Choopan did not appear on stage as the tallest or the widest competitor, but when he posed, every muscle told a story of discipline and sacrifice. The density, conditioning, and sheer presence he carried immediately set him apart. He did not look like someone who had been granted easy opportunities. He looked like someone who had fought for every inch of progress he had carved into his body. In 2019, when he made his Olympia debut, the world finally realized that the man who had been denied stages was in fact one of the most deserving to stand upon them. The Persian wolf placed among the best, earning respect, admiration, and perhaps even fear from competitors who understood this was only the beginning of his dominance. What Hadi delivered on stage wasn't just a physique, it was a statement. He had arrived, and he was not stepping off that stage until he claimed the ultimate crown. That moment of ultimate triumph came in December of 2022, when Hadi Choopan stood at Mr. Olympia and posed under the fierce lights before judges, fans, and cameras streaming across the globe. It was more than a competition. It was history. And when his name was announced as the new Mr. Olympia, he held not just the trophy of victory but the weight of years of struggle, rejection, and relentless perseverance. Tears flowed, chants echoed, and the world witnessed something larger than one man's victory. For the people of Iran, Hadi's win was a symbol of pride and possibility. For every dreamer from an underprivileged background, his story became proof that destiny is not determined by where you start, but by how unshakably you chase the goals set within your soul. That moment made it clear: Hadi Choopan was not just the Persian wolf anymore. He had become the face of determination, an inspiration for millions, a figure greater than the sport itself. But greatness does not stop at a single peak. For Hadi, the bodybuilding stage is not simply where he wins medals. It is where he tells a story that resonates far beyond the arena. To his fans, he is living proof that borders, politics, and hardships can slow a dream down but never eliminate it. To his family and his country, he represents hope and pride, someone who transformed personal struggle into collective strength. His journey reflects the essence of what sport is meant to embody: the triumph of human spirit against the weight of circumstance. And just as the wolf never hunts alone, his every victory belongs not to him alone but to every person who believed, every fan who supported, and every voice who shouted his name in arenas where he once wondered if he would ever stand. Today, Hadi Choopan continues to push forward, embodying discipline, precision, and humility, reminding the world that greatness is never given, it is earned, one sacrifice at a time. His cinematic rise remains an ongoing narrative, not of a man chasing trophies, but of a wolf relentlessly proving that no dream is ever too far, no obstacle too high, and no destiny too impossible when fueled by unbreakable will.